Hi guys, I am here with a story, a true story of heavenly encounters. Each story has a quote or a scripture before it. This one is this quote is from Dr. Melvin Morris from Transformed by the Light. All mystical experience conflict with the real world. This is their very nature. Okay. And this true story is called On Butterfly Wings. You're writing a book about miracles? Nancy Monterero had a typically hesitant look on her face. My aunt and uncle had an experience. Well, you'll probably laugh, but the family has always wondered. Tell me, I prompted. Her Aunt Evelyn and Uncle Harvey had shared a long and happy marriage. Then Harvey went into the hospital complaining of pain. The couple was stunned when Harvey's doctor diagnosed terminal bone cancer. How would they cope, not only with Harvey's physical deterioration, but with the sorrow that such a loss was already creating? Harvey came home, but it was a difficult time. He grew thin and less able to move around. Privately, Evelyn prayed that the end would come swiftly, that her beloved and valiant husband wouldn't have to endure his anguish much longer. Wrapped in grief, each longed for consolation, but neither could give it to the other. One pleasant summer morning, Harvey decided to sit for a while in the backyard. Immediately after he settled in his chair, he noticed a huge blue butterfly hovering just above him. No, there were two blue butterflies, bobbing gracefully around his chair. Harvey hardly moved a muscle, hoping they would stay within view for a moment. The species must be rare. He had never seen anything like them. The winged creatures didn't fly away. Instead, both came closer, closer. Harvey held his breath. Incredibly, one landed gently on his bare hand. The other came and perched on his shoulder. Instantly, Harvey was flooded with a feeling of serenity and pleasure. The sun was warm, the day glorious, and the butterflies settled down as if they were enjoying it right along with him. Tentatively, Harvey studied the one on his hand. Why, he could see each tiny vein in the sapphire blue wing, even make out the butterfly's miniature eyes and mouth. It was incredible. Captivated, Evelyn watched the strange scene. Where had these brilliant beings come from? She often worked in the garden, but she had never seen anything like them. Intrigued and wanting a closer look, she gently opened the kitchen door and stepped outside. Immediately, although they could hardly have seen or heard her, the butterflies darted away out of their view. "Oh, I frightened them," she said, disappointed. "You did see them, didn't you?" Harvey asked. "I had thought I was imagining things. Weren't they splendid?" Evelyn looked at her husband. He seemed almost serene. Obviously, the butterflies had worked a kind of healing on his spirit. If only they would return, but chances of that were slim. The next day, Harvey went into the yard again, and as if he had been waiting for them, the two blue butterflies appeared, fluttered, and daintily took their places, one on Harvey's hand and the other on his shoulder. Harvey was amazed and enchanted, but the moment Evelyn attempted to come into the yard, the creatures flew away. The scenario continued as the days passed. If Evelyn or anyone else was in the yard, the winged visitors remained hidden from view. If they were with Harvey and a neighbor approached, they would quickly float away. But whenever Harvey sat alone in the chair, he had only to wait a moment and they appeared, and not just an instant. Incredibly, the butterflies stayed as long as Harvey did. It's as if they're guarding him, he once told his wife. I feel so protected, so loved. Harvey was growing frailer, and his illness progressed, and Evelyn knew his pain was increasing too. But she had prayed for consolation and peace for both of them, and their spirits were indeed lighter. The butterflies had been the perfect answer. Harvey entered the hospital that fall and died soon afterward, and although Evelyn occasionally sat in Harvey's chair, hoping to woo the butterflies back to the yard, no one ever saw them again. It was as if their assignment was over. They had stood faithfully on guard, and then they had escorted their charge safely home. Isn't that a beautiful story? God sent those butterflies, and that cheered that old man up. And that is wonderful. Cheered him up, touched his soul, and he was peaceful. He was peaceful to go to heaven. He was peaceful to finish out his days. And it's so beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed the story on Butterfly's Wings, and I hope you have a great night.